Hi, this is Jason with Handyman Marketing Pros. Today we are going to be walking through optimizing your Google business profile. So all you have to do is follow what we go through here and apply it to your own business, and you'll be ready to go and fully leverage using a Google business profile and Google Maps. So also, right now it is May 3rd, 2022. I mention this because Google's business profiles, they do change. They add new features, they remove some things. So, if you're in the future from now and things are looking different, we do our best to update this optimization guide because it is incredibly important to be on Google Maps, having a Google business profile. We're going to be using the man himself, honestly, Handyman Services, as an example here. And so the first thing I want to drive home is why you should pay attention to this. One, it's how people search. So if we look up Handyman, Roseville, California, we can see, honestly, Handyman is the most attractive profile ranking here with 71 reviews. A lot of people find him and click through his website, call their business through this way. So it's a great way to pick up high quality leads that are searching for your exact kind of service. A couple other things I want to touch on why it's important. This is stats from Honestly last month, April 2022, had close to 6,000 views, the number of times he showed up. A total of 94 phone calls, and that's only from people searching on mobile. This does not account for someone that searches on desktop like I am now, then calls the phone. So certainly that does not account for all the phone calls. And close to 250 website visits. So lots of traction, lots of activity coming through this account that is very high intent. There are people that are searching for handyman near me, handyman Roseville, home repair companies, things like that. They're ready to buy, they have a need, and you being there is super important for your business. Last point here, and this is actually within the dashboard that you can see this for yourself. There's this tab called Insights. And I'm going to pull up what we're actually showing for. So down here in the corner, let's see, this is December through May, so about 6 months of data. So we're going to be able to see here, Handyman near me, Handyman, honestly, Handyman, Handyman Services, Handyman Roseville, local Handyman Services, Handyman Sacramento. All these are high intent searches. They are pre-qualified that they have a need and they're looking to hire somebody. So I hope I've driven home here the importance of not only having this account, but why it's important to make sure you're doing all the optimizations that Google does give you access to. So let's dig right in. Step 0 is create an account. Go to business.google.com. You'll be prompted to set up your account. So we're not going to cover that. It's pretty straightforward. They mail you a verification postcard. It takes about 1 to 2 weeks. And then you get the full access and your profile's live. So we're going to start in the info section. And also, I didn't mention this. This is kind of how, this is a brand search. So you look up Honestly Handyman. Here's his Google business profile. We fed Google all this information. So the cover photo, his service area, his logo, hours of operations, products, their about. They pull in automatically Facebook, reviews across the web. Here's Google business posts. So this is what people see. Also, if we click here, you can kind of, I'll share with you how this looks in the map. So cover photo, let me decrease the size of my face. And we can see here just all the action that's coming through this account. So this is a Google business profile. All right. So the first most important thing, you'll have set up your business name already whenever you set up your account. You'll also have your primary business category that it forces you to select whenever you create your account. Now what you need to do here is if you're a handyman, your primary category needs to be handyman. If you're focused on remodeling, there's remodeler. Deck builder is for decking contractors, fence contractor for fence contractors. If you have a niche in other things like drywall, there's drywall contractor. The best way to kind of do this, figure out what the best business categories are. Let's say you're an outdoor living space contractor. Here's what I like to do: Dallas, Texas, or a big city, right? And see who's ranking and what categories they are. This guy's a deck builder, landscape designer, landscape something, construction company, landscape designer. So you get a really good idea of good categories to focus on based on successful businesses that are ranking in large cities. It's just a great kind of practical way. If you're something unique and you don't know really what to select here, do that. I will say that this is a pretty solid list of common categories. Backing up to my original point, add as many additional secondary categories as possible. Your primary is the biggest ranking factor as far as your categories go, and secondary categories, when you have related categories, you can not only start showing up for those additional searches, not as high as if it was your primary. So let's say you're an actual plumbing company, you'd want to be plumber first, but you're certainly going to be in the pack or be eligible. So also, it is there's a correlation of having relevant secondary categories actually boost the visibility for that primary category. So common ones: plumber, electrician, repair service. I've seen that one rank well for handyman businesses. Home repair, fence contractor, drywall contractor, gutter cleaning service. Honestly, they do lawn sprinkler systems like installation repair, so we have that one. Let me come through, let's see, I mentioned deck builder. If you do deck repair, even if you're not building decks, use deck builder. Also, if you're in the decking space, carport and pergola builder, that's good for like awnings, people searching for awnings, things like that. Let's see, contractor, if you're a general contractor, have some kind of contractor license. There's also general contractor, you can see right here. So fill this out, complete all these categories. It's a huge help. It's one of the biggest things that you can actually do in this account that directly influences your rankings. Updating your categories, certain your primary category, will affect your rankings right away. So, we can update from handyman to remodeler, and we would see the ranking impact once that goes through with Google right away. So, step one, business name, secondary categories, okay? Most people don't have an office. If you do, I recommend having it actually visible. There is a correlation with ranking higher if you have an actual pin on the map. Service areas, pretty straightforward, guys. Add all your service areas in here. This speaks to an overall point, which I should have mentioned at the start of the video, which is feed the beast. Fill in all the information, add the photos, do the posts. Google is just an algorithm. It's a robot that takes information and then feeds results based on the queries and based on the information they have. So the more information you give it, the more complete these profiles are, the more they know about your business, the more reviews that are flowing in, the better chances you're going to have of being selected by their algorithm to be shown for these high intent searches like handyman near me, home repair companies. Same goes with your website. Google's just a robot that can read. We need to add content, we need to add text, we need to feed information, feed the beast, okay? So it's a common thread here. So all these sections, look at them and fill them out. So hours of operation, fill that out. Don't, unless you actually offer 24/7 service, do your actual business hours. More hours, that's just a section for usually holiday stuff will come up here. Oh, actually, here's the holiday stuff. Whenever that comes in, usually get an email. Always fill that out. If you're going to be closed Christmas, Thanksgiving, mark that on the profile. Google likes to see engaged businesses, right? They people that are interacting with their profile. It's a good thing to pay attention to and update those hours or days when you're actually closed for holidays or whatever the reason. Phone number, obvious one. This profile short name, it's no longer supported, so you won't see this. Website address, always add your homepage here. If you're a larger company and actually have various locations, then say you are in Omaha, Nebraska, it's just a location there, then and your home base is not in Omaha, Nebraska. I don't know why I used Omaha, Nebraska, because I'm not familiar with the surrounding towns, but just for an example here, on your website, you'd want to have an Omaha location page, and then actually on your Omaha Google Business, you'd want to link that location page here. But for most cases, guys, you're just going to put your home page. Appointment links, we don't have it here. Is not much ranking influence. Could we add our contact page, or if you have your online estimate request form on your website? Sure. Or if you book directly through a CRM page, you could 100% add that. Products, actually, we're not going to dip into products because it's a separate tab here. We'll get to that. Okay, we're just making sure that we covered everything. Services, this auto-populates from your website. Google will just do this for you now. It used to be you came in here and you fed it all the information, but now it pulls it right from your website, and it just does this. You can see this yellow. This is stuff that Google's just added based on the website and content that they find online. Okay, these are business attributes. So anything that relates to your business here, go ahead and check it. Okay. Let's see, about section. If you don't have anything, nothing comes to mind, copy your about section on your website, put a quick bio. Adding some personalization is good. It's shown that keyword stuffing this does nothing, so don't keyword stuff your business description. You can actually risk being flagged for that too. Add your opening date. I see a lot of people not do this. Actually, within the map section, I wonder if we can duplicate it here. Let's see, Handyman. We'll do Dallas, Texas. Okay. Oh, yeah, we can see it right here. 10 plus years in business, 15 plus years in business, 5 plus years in business, 15. So it's a relevant thing that's added right there, right underneath your star rating. So, it's just another thing that can set you apart. So if you haven't been in business 20 years, I think that's a pretty solid factor that you'd want to communicate to someone searching. So add your opening date. Photos, we'll get to that. So moving down here, I'll get to posts. Just to touch on what this is, call history. This will replace your phone number with a tracking number. This is goes both ways, whatever your preference is. We typically keep it turned off because people will save that tracking number in their phone and it doesn't receive texts. Also, if you ever turn off tracking, that number's not going to work, so the client's going to call and they're not going to get anybody. Or actually, the more common scenario is they're going to call a new handyman business that now has that same tracking number that you had. So, it can be good if you're really trying to keep a pulse on your data, but there's certainly downsides to having that call history turned on. Messaging. A lot of people are starting to use this now as far as messaging your business right through the Google Business interface. If you have the app and you're in tune with that, go ahead and turn that on. We've been seeing a huge uptick in messaging over this 2022. I think Google's now really trying to push people into messaging. Okay, photos. So add a bunch of photos, guys. If you have project photos, upload them here. Definitely pay attention to your cover photo and your logo. The cover photo is the most important. Like you guys saw here, honestly, Handyman. It's the most in-your-face photo. It's the first thing that people see, and so we recommend having personal photos, bright smiley face behind the business. It does move the needle as far as people wanting to engage with your business. People, at the end of the day, they love people. That's why social media and anything social is popular, because people love people. So showing them the bright smiley face behind the business, the people behind the business, leading with that is a really great tactic you can do on your website and all your marketing. Have plenty of photos of yourself, your team, in front of your work vehicle, in front of the job, whatever it may be. Add those here. Add a really nice one in the cover photo. It's the most poppin' kind of photo, right? The most people will see that. A kind of pro tip on photos too. When you upload photos, if you've got like a bunch of photos saved on your desktop, maybe just do this for like 10 to 20 of them, but actually name them like what they are, and you can add in like Handyman Roseville, Handyman Services Near Me, like after like a comma or something like that. Keywords in photos, it does help as far as optimization and ranking. So I would call that extra credit, with the minimum just being upload your photos here. We kind of have, there's this rule of thumb that's like 50 photos on your account as a minimum that you want for that kind of like, that profile's optimized. You got 50 photos. So it's good if you're if you're uploading photos to your website or whatever it may be, just dump them all into Google Business. Products. This is a relatively new feature. So we use this here in that we use all of, put all your focus services in here. So if you have service pages on your website that talk about TV mounting, playset assembly, light fixture installation, what we do is we, add a personal photo if you have one, product name, TV mounting service. You create a category. We have a category, handyman services, for general contractors. You know, you could create separate categories for remodeling, handyman for decking, fencing, and kind of, you know, organize things appropriately. And for this product description, we just copy and paste everything from the actual service page on the website into here. Add a learn more button that actually goes to the service page. And that's how we handle products. So it takes like 10 minutes. I recommend doing this, and it really adds to, you know, just the overall account. It just looks like when someone Googles the name and finds you, it's just a really complete profile. It's a really engaging feature that will draw people in. Services, again, these kind of auto-populate. We don't worry about these because now Google basically just fills all this in for you. If you don't have a website, Google Business Website's my recommendation for a free website. Works great in the short term when you're kind of starting your business on a shoestring budget. It's better than nothing. I certainly recommend this over, you know, getting involved with like Wix or a DIY website. Oh my goodness, look what I did here. Let me pull this back up. Got stuck in the loading screen. Okay, there was one other part here that I was going to mention, guys. That's posts. So in this last year, like late 2021, it was found that posts are correlated to ranking. So we do daily Google business posts as part of search engine optimization, SEO. I recommend, if you had to choose between, you know, posting across all your social media profiles, Facebook and all the other socials, yes, they can be great if you have an actual strategy and are consistently doing it. As far as posting socially that actually matters for ranking, Google Business is the only one that matters for your ranking. So posting to Google Business, if you have a system, a flow where you sit down and you schedule all your posts for Facebook, Instagram, whatever it may be, I recommend also sitting down and creating Google Business posts. You could do it through the app on the fly. And, you know, putting in, you know, a link to your website, some text, adding a photo. Posts do move the needle for ranking, especially daily, at least weekly posts. So it's something that we recommend doing in the overall kind of optimizing of your profile. So that is it as far as, you know, kind of all the settings that you should be looking at, you know, providing input in all these little boxes here for Google. Again, feed the beast, feed them information. A couple other things I want to call out here is share review form. You can use this to get a link to keep that handy to share with your clients after you complete the job. I recommend asking for a review right before you leave. Texting and emailing, a lot of CRMs have this automated process, and invoices paid, or you add a tag, automatically fires off review requests. Here's where you can grab that Google link. It's one of the best ways to move the needle in ranking is optimize the account and get a consistent flow of 5-star reviews. Also, as far as connecting your you know, Google page, like linking it on your website or anywhere else, you can find links here on your business on Google, and you can pull these different links here. So that's what I've got here in May 2022 for optimizing your Google business profile. Any questions? My contact information all over our website. You can schedule a call with me and talk about our service. Really, what we do is heavily integrated with Google Business. Every client we work with, we look at Google Business because it really moves the needle. So I highly recommend following this guide. When you're ready to take your business to the next level, please schedule a call with me. I would love the opportunity to talk with you and see if we'd be a good fit for each other. I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening, wherever you are, whatever time it is, and I hope this was helpful.